At the end of the classical time period, which lasted 1000 BCE to 500 CE, three major empires collapsed: the Han Dynasty in China, the Gupta Empire in India, and the Roman Empire. The Han Dynasty collapsed as a result of multiple factors. The central government's control declined, and the corrupted bureaucrats began to be assassinated. As a result, landlords supervising working peasants began ruling. The free peasants began to struggle under the weight of the increased taxes and lost their farms and were forced to sell their children. Social unrest increased, leading to a revolution by Taoist leaders called the Yellow Turbans. They attacked the weakness of the emperor and bureaucracy. Epidemics of disease, such as Black Plague, ended up killing half of the population. Eventually, the Han Dynasty was overcome by nomads and were overthrown outright. The Roman decline was much like the Han decline. The Roman Empire's decline was the most disruptive. The population in Rome declined from 1 million people to 250,000 due to plagues, and because of the upper class's search for self-pleasure, they stopped having as many kids so they didn't have to take care of them. Because the population in Rome declined and resulted in low recruiting numbers for the army, emperors became brutal, arbitrary, lustful, and cruel. Tax collecting became difficult and the economy collapsed. Rome had to hire Germanian soldiers, which cost money. Because of the population decline, there were less people, which produced less food, which made less money. In the fight for power by weak emperors, armies got involved, which complicated politics. Eventually, much like the Han, Rome was invaded by nomads and fell. The Gupta Empire's fall was least like the other two. The Gupta government couldn't control the local princes. The economic system was hit by Islam. India lost control of the Indian Ocean and lost trade. Islamic religion invaded and began to push out Buddhism and Hinduism. As a new ruling group arose, they decided not to elect another emperor, which weakened the government. The Gupta Empire collapsed when they were invaded by the nomadic Han tribes. The most common things between the three emperors' fall were the nomadic invasions, the government's collapse, and the decrease in populations of catastrophic amounts. However, there were some things specifically in Rome. Rome had no religious invasion. Christianity stayed as the main religion for a long time and is still popular today. Rome also began to rebuild before it fell, but it failed. However, Roman culture still lived on through the Byzantine Empire, which made it through the collapse of the empires virtually unscathed.